Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And today, we have an extremely important subject that has to be discussed. Yes, we're gonna be talking about cryptocurrency scams. Not only XRP scams, not only Bitcoin scams, but cryptocurrency scams as a whole. As I've received so many messages throughout these years of people complaining and people asking how to get their money back. In the end of things, 99% of the time, you can't get it back. You can't do anything about it. But I can hopefully, by making this video, prevent a couple of people from falling for those scams. So watch it all the way through. Even if you don't think you're going to fall for one, that's what most people think. Do you think people actually say, no, I think we're going to fall for a scam? Of course not. So watch it through and let me go over a couple of scenarios as to how these scams happened, so hopefully you'll never fall for one and hopefully you can just enjoy your crypto riches. Now, first of all, as an introduction, if only you guys knew how many people fall for these XRP scams. I get multiple messages a day of people losing thousands of dollars. That's why I've made like 5 to 10 warning videos over the last 4 years, and you might think it's redundant, but even today, which was couple of days ago, 2 people have texted me again asking me for what they should do now. And how that basically goes, by the way, is that people go into my Discord or Twitter or somewhere and say, hey, I accidentally sent some money to this person. I've been scammed. How do I get it back? Or what can I do? And it depends on the situation, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But most of the time, there's nothing to be done about it. Yet, I get the messages quite often, and you might forget that many people fall for them. To me, these scams are so obvious, as in, if somebody claims he'll double your money, you know something is not right, because that's the majority of what people fall for. If there is a giveaway, but you have to send the money first, I feel Nigerian Prince vibes. We all had such high hopes for the Ripple v. YouTube lawsuit. They lost / came to conclusion though, right? On the basis of impersonation, that was. What's going on with that? Because these scams still rolling with thousands of viewers. Well, we'll talk about that as well. Let's first start off with where you find the majority of XRP specific scams that people fall for. The majority of them are actually found over on YouTube, and most of the time, if you type in XRP or Ripple, you'll find some live streams here at the top with thousands upon thousands of viewers. And if you do, for example, the same right now, there's a good chance you'll find a couple of scam videos out there. However, of course, right? If I look it up today, all of a sudden we don't find one. You go to filters and then press live. That's how you can usually see live streams. But right now there's not one. But mostly, if you go on here, you'll find it. And what it basically shows is on one part of the video, it shows a Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, or some important Ripple figure or important influencer or just billionaire, something like that. And then in another part of that video, it basically tells you to send them money because they're doing a huge giveaway and they'll double everything you send them. I've covered this in multiple videos before, but that's usually what you find in these live streams, and I'm just quickly warning you guys for those, all right? If there's a video which says they're doing a big giveaway, Ripple, for example, has got huge new partners, and so they're giving away 1 billion or even 50 billion XRP. All you have to do is send them 5,000 and they'll send you 50,000 back, or 10,000 back. You already know it's fake, and now you know for certain. Then, another one that you see quite often is in the comment section of my or any other YouTuber's videos. Here's my channel, and here you can see somebody said something, and there's a reply. It says, pinned by DustyBC Crypto News with a vague profile picture comparison, and says, message me on WhatsApp with a number. Now, I would say it's extremely obvious that this is not me, because who writes in this stupid manner? I don't want to curse too bad, but who writes in this manner? It's because I blocked the majority of these words. So, for example, WhatsApp is blocked, Message is blocked, Telegram is blocked, a lot of things I've tried to block. So, when they notice that their bot, for example, doesn't actually register anymore, it doesn't actually post in there, they change the messages around a little bit, and some of these things you can't, I would, for example, now have to block this word again, and then the next thing they come up with, I have to block that again and that again, but they keep changing that, and there are a lot of companies who do this. It's not just one person. But I would say it's really obvious to understand, yet there's still a lot of people who fall for it, and very often people say, Dusty, why have you sent me a message on YouTube? Dusty, why have you done this? Why have you done that? Now I'm just quickly putting it up here as an example. I have a really extremely obvious difference All right, if you can't see this difference between me, the actual Dusty BC, and this, you can even see here, if you hover over it, you can see, right? I mean, there's a verification mark. Right now it should be obvious, but still people fall for it. Let me just, again, try to remove this person from the channel. However, it's not easy. And by the way, if you're wondering about this one, the video was, here's how to buy Ripple XRP in 2021, quote unquote, after the lawsuit. And I meant after the lawsuit was commenced, not after the lawsuit was over. But yeah, that was my bad. All right, there's more though. There's way more, and I just want to kind of warn you guys for a multitude of things, so hopefully you don't fall for them ever again. Now, this is live streams. You will have them for any different cryptocurrency, sometimes about Cardano or ADA 2. I'll type it in for a little second, kind of feel as if we can find one. So Cardano, let's see if there's a live stream with a scam right now. Another important or difficult part is that you don't really sometimes know from the thumbnail. Sometimes you'd have to press it, but most of the time it has thousands upon thousands of viewers, which is how you can see. But let's just assume that for right now it is not there. All right, then again, the next kind of scam is actually shitcoins. I know that's an overgeneralization because not all coins are shitcoins necessarily, but let me explain. So there was, for example, this entire debacle about FaZe Clan promoting a quote-unquote scam cryptocurrency. Now, what happens, and what happened in this specific case? People on YouTube, people on Twitter, gamers, cryptocurrency guys, anybody will get offers in their email or DM of promoting things. And for example, FaZe Clan, since these persons were so extremely famous, maybe they, for example, get an offer of, let's say, $150,000 to talk about something once or twice, as an example. It can really be a lot. McAfee, for example, could get maybe $1 million to just talk about one crypto. Now, for example, a person of this much fame can literally get maybe $500,000, maybe $150,000 for one post or a couple of posts. And of course, a lot of them are going to take it, not knowing exactly what it is or not caring because of the money. Now, what happens then is these guys talk about a specific coin or about a specific sale, telling you to buy because that's, again, what the promotion is. In the end of things, though, what happens is that, oh, the crypto wasn't actually that good. The crypto goes up because, well, they promoted it, people start to buy into it, and then either those guys, the people who start to promote it, sell and make money on you because they maybe were gifted some coins or bought in anticipation of what was about to happen. Or what happens sometimes, too, is that they promote it, not really having any coins, but the founders who ran the promotional event are selling their coins, and so the price goes down. And sometimes it's just a bland scam, and the link that they promoted, for example, are not actually really coins. They just bought into nothing, basically. That's also one thing that could happen. Now, how can you recognize this? You can easily recognize this by not just following blindly into projects which are promoted by gamers. Let me elaborate on that. If a gamer talks about a gamer cryptocurrency or a gambling type of cryptocurrency, I'm going to say, okay, maybe it fits them. If a gamer talks about any other sort of cryptocurrency that's not completely memeable, I'm going to say, okay, this man, no. If they say it's promotional or, anything along those lines, I would quickly stay away. Not to all people. For example, if one of the guys that I watch on YouTube, and I don't watch that many, but if a cryptocurrency guy talks about it, even though it might be a promotion, it might actually be good. So you're going to have to do a little bit extra steps of research. If it's a gamer or people not in this space saying it's a promotional thing, there's a way higher chance that they didn't know what it was about and just saw the price tag and said, yes, let's do it. And then afterwards it turned out to be a scam. So that's kind of a thing that you can easily see depending on the niche. But it also, of course, depends on what the crypto is. Now, in this specific scenario, it was a charity event, crypto type of thing that turned out to be fake. And here, look at this. It's almost confirmed that they all knew about it. He said during a July 7th stream, this is XQC, Popular Gamer as all, there's 6 of them. You think these guys didn't go upstairs, make a hot pocket and say, yo, bro, I got this offer. I'm getting paid $200,000 for this weird thing, and all I got to do is make a tweet. That's how it works. Most likely, because of the amount of followers that they have, it's insane. They were like, yeah, let's do this, right? They most likely knew that they were scamming you from the get-go, or at least they were going to make a lot of money on your backs, and that's, again, something to watch out for. People just promoting random crap. Often, these are also coins which have a really low market cap, or where you can't really find too much about the founders or too much about the, about the project. If you find a crypto that has, for example, 5 million market cap, look twice. Not always, say it as a scam, but look twice. Then there's mining scams. Android crypto mining scam hits 93,000 victims. There's a couple of these where let's call about a couple of ones. One is you accidentally download something which installs a miner on your phone or your computer. This is just by downloading the wrong file. How can you find this? Well, if all of a sudden your computer overheats all the time or everything becomes a lot slower, you might want to check it out. 2 is basically you download the wrong extension. Let's say, for example, you are downloading a wallet extension like MetaMask, but you download the wrong one, or another wallet extension. Well, bada boom, bada bing, they might steal your money. It might have been a scam. Another one is that you are with a quote-unquote mining pool or buying mining power with an illegitimate site. That could also be so that you get no money in the end of things, but you think you did, or you think you actually have mining allocation and stuff like that. And another one would be that you actually download the wrong app on your mostly Android. It's pretty hard to do that on iPhone, and all of a sudden it's a miner, and you're not getting money from that, but your device has become a lot slower. And there's a couple of other ones that are akin to it, but you get the idea. There's a ton of scams in this little area. Most of it, however, comes from downloading the wrong thing. Here it says more than 170 apps claim to offer users cloud-based service mining for a fee. And again, you can see the business model there, right? Where it's a scam. Then Drop token creators plead guilty to $1.8 million ICO scam settled with the SEC. This one isn't really that bad because it's only $1.9 or $1.8 million. But what basically happens very often is that these people start up an ICO or an IDO or just any initial offering of their coins, and it never launches or never really launches properly. So always be careful with those. You can actually try a lot of them because, well, even though we all know some of them are going to be scams, some of them are not, even though they look like scams, and they make a ton of freaking money. So I cannot say that all ICOs are scams, but just understand that a lot of these things are done purely to make the founders rich, and, you can lose money with those, so be careful. Again, not saying that none of them make money or that all of them are bad, because definitely a lot of ICOs I bought into did really well, but some. Then Brazilian police arrested the Bitcoin king for a 7,000 Bitcoin scam. Understand that some of these guys actually make tons of profit on it. Once more, it's profit over dead people. You know what I mean? Like over people's dead bodies, so to speak. It's definitely not good. And a lot of these guys get such heavy fines and such heavy sentencings that, it's not worth it most of the time. But in this specific case here, the federal police proved that the firm had duped at least $250 million. That's pretty crazy, right? It was basically a Ponzi scheme. He was the man in charge of the Bitcoin Banco Group, a company promising high returns for clients who invest their Bitcoins with it. You guys can get the idea. There's two things. Either they are a Ponzi scheme, so you actually get some money back, but in the end, they stop paying you out and quit. And in some cases, you just give them money and they never pay you. And that's also another scenario which we saw with a really popular Instagram influencer a couple of months ago. I believe his name was Jay Manzini, something like that. If it's not, sorry, my guy, for ruining your name, but just quickly check it out for yourself. UK influencer Bitcoin scam. If you type that in, you'll most likely find it. You know what? Let me not do half-assed work. UK Bitcoin influencer scam. Okay, so of course the first one I find is Save the Kids, which has to do with the phase ordeal, which we just talked about. That's the first one. The other one, let me type in, because the only thing I'm seeing right now is phase Mazzini. All right, here we go. There you go. You can see Instagram influencer Jay Mazzini, 25, charged with wire fraud. Because basically what he did, allegedly, I can't know if that's 100% factual, is he basically wanted to buy your Bitcoins. Or maybe it was the other way around. He wanted to buy. Yeah, I think he wanted to buy your Bitcoins and just wire you the money. But once you send him the Bitcoins, he kind of ghosted you. I believe that is what it was. But again, don't quote me on that one. I'm a little bit out of that one. All right, moving on. Woman, 77, loses $12,000 in a scam involving Bitcoin crypto. Very often, they're targeting the elderly or people who don't know the internet properly. Two things you should also watch out for. Here it says, the Chicago Tribune reported that the Chesterton resident received an email in June purportedly alerting her about fraudulent activity on her PayPal account. The email said that nearly $500 had been taken out of the account and that she would need to call a phone number to fix the issue. These are often scammers from across the world as well, often in India. And what they do is they send massive amounts of emails to people who either have a PayPal account that they know of because of some leak somewhere, or have a cryptocurrency connection and whatnot. I, for example, on one of my emails, which I used to buy a ledger, am getting emails all the time that my Kraken account has a problem. That's a crypto exchange. Or my ledger has a problem, or anything along those lines. That's because the email and my name and whatnot actually got sold because it got hacked. And that means that these guys might assume right now that because you bought a ledger, you actually might also have an exchange account. And so they keep attempting to phish me, which is what is called phishing, where you basically press a button in the email or press the link or call the number or do something along those lines where they can get more info out of you or make you do something or something along those lines. And luckily for me, that email has nothing to do with crypto. It's just one email I used to buy a ledger. But it's still kind of annoying because sometimes if you have an iPhone, you can actually put multiple different emails in your mail app, right? And one of those emails is connected to one specific crypto exchange. So it's not really a big issue, but hey, all right. And sometimes I do think, oh, this might be real. And then I have to check to which email it was sent. Oh, no, a different email. Okay, it's fake. It's really difficult to see though. My personal suggestion is never ever press a link in an email. Just never. You might say, oh, but my friend or my bank or no. Unless you know 99.999% sure that it is not a scam, you better go and think, oh, it most likely is a scam. I'd rather not press it than not. They might replicate your school. They might replicate your bank. They might replicate anything. Be careful with those because they can actually get a ton of stuff from you if you just press one link in an email. It's a really dangerous game, guys. Be careful with those. So there's multiple things which they can do if you actually press the link. They sometimes are for example, it also depends on exactly what email and what link. There's so many different things. One thing could be that if you call the number, they're going to kind of guide you through how to get your money back or how to recover your account. Sometimes you press the link to a fake PayPal website or through something where there's, for example, keylogger or something. There could be a ton of different things. And what it basically can do then is you try to log into your account because it's gotten hacked and they get your credentials from that point forward. Again, if you've ever played games, you know that's a classic scam. Everybody knows about it, but hey, it still happens. Then 69,000 Bitcoins worth of 3.6 billion lost in South African crypto scam. This one actually is mostly to do with, at least in my opinion, you choosing the wrong exchange to do business with. So if you, for example, put your money on a crypto exchange that is not good or turns out to be a fraud or eventually runs away, since you're not your own bank, since you actually left your money with somebody else, it can always go south. And the only thing I can say about that is if you want to be completely safe, I would say get yourself a Ledger hardware wallet. Link is down below. Or if you want the safest option out there, use Coinbase. The only problem with Coinbase is, your money can still get stolen if they ever steal your passwords and whatnot. But Coinbase is a public company. There's a really small chance that the regulators are actually going to do anything against Coinbase since, they're talking with the SEC all the freaking time and they're really high up there. So Binance, Gemini, I guess Gemini is also a pretty good one, but Binance and a lot of those other ones which don't have proper KYC are a lot scarier to have. And even though Binance is the biggest exchange and if they get hacked, you'll most likely be completely fine. If they, run is the only thing you have, they most likely won't. But some of the smaller exchanges, and there's thousands of exchanges, some of the smaller ones, I wouldn't trust all my money on those. So try to take as much money out of them as possible and to just not be too reliant. That's my personal thought process. Then, because we have a lot of stuff, I just want to prepare you guys for everything. Crypto scam victim loses $400,000 to fake app. I've shed a lot of tears. Well, yeah, if you, for example, go to your, some have even gone through on the iPhone app store, but most of them are on the Android store. There's a couple. Now, as I've already explained, one of them is you download an app which you think is a legitimate one, but it actually turns out to not be. This can be, for example, a MetaMask where you think, because it's in the App Store here, it's been properly, it's checked through, so it must be real, and it turns out to not be. Same thing goes for the Google Chrome extension. For a lot of these things, those guys try their best, and they try so often that sometimes it pulls through. It could be a fake news article as well. There's so many different things. What we've also seen in the past, which I don't have an article of here, is actually the entire verified Twitter database that was hacked, where basically all those Twitter accounts but with a verification mark got hacked, and they basically all put up the same message, right? Which was, we're doing a giveaway or something along those lines. Send me money and I'll send you the double amount back. Even Elon Musk and Bill Gates and all of that put it up because they were hacked. And so people sent them money too. It's also something important to kind of watch out for. I kind of forgot about that one, but it's good that I talked about it just now. And it all kind of comes to the same basis of will double your crypto. It's so many of those are out there. But again, be watchful, be wary of fake apps. Make sure you check the publisher. Make sure you check on the internet to see if it's actually real. Don't just trust a couple of reviews. Do your own due diligence because the crypto realm is scary. Then, former teacher living on universal credit after losing 120,000 pounds in a Bitcoin scam. Make sure you understand, guys, this is not just a one-time thing. This happens all the freaking time. This person fell for a Bitcoin scam on Instagram. But this person has been tricked into handing over her cash. It's not been stolen from her directly. She actually gave it away. But it basically was the retiree spotted the bogus Bitcoin investment scheme, which claimed that it had been endorsed by survival expert Bear Grylls, being advertised on social media. And, well, Ms. Jackson says she was contacted by someone claiming to be a financial advisor who appeared to be really knowledgeable and persuaded her to invest her money. But instead of buying and trading what she thought was Bitcoin, the former teacher was instead of sending her money straight to fraudsters. So you guys get that picture? So she basically, well, people basically thought, she thought that she was sending her money to people who really knew what they were doing. Turns out that wasn't the case, and boom, 120,000 pounds gone. And then Ledger scam. Scammers mail hacked Ledger devices to steal crypto. Not completely sure how that one works, but I can give you guys one scenario here, which is basically two things. One, you ordered yourself a Ledger from a not that good website, or maybe a good one, but you know your area is really scuffed. What they basically did is they intercept your mail and they give you a fake Ledger Nano. This I've never seen in real life, but theoretically speaking, it's possible. They send you a fake Ledger Nano, or they send you some fake details, for example. And when you basically fill everything in and go through everything, you lose your money because they have hacked the thing. A fake device is an example. This is very far-fetched. I've never seen this, nor have I actually heard any real stories about them, but theoretically speaking, it's possible. Here it says that they had gotten a Ledger device that they hadn't purchased. In the package, it was poorly worded letter riddled with grammatical errors that explained that due to a cyber attack, Ledger was replacing all old devices with new ones for the purposes of safety. Theoretically speaking, everybody who got their Ledger email and whatnot compromised a couple of months ago could get this same type of thing sent. So be careful with that. There's a ton of Ledger fake emails going around anyway, so be careful if you actually have one that you're not going to get, faked. But hopefully by now you kind of understand how to circumvent it, right? These types of mails, obviously, if there's grammatical errors, ignore them. Don't work with them. If it says here, message by Ledger's CEO, well, that's pretty dumb. They didn't even put the name right there, like message by. Why would and strange capital letters and stuff like that? No. Of course, if you don't see that this mail is fake, again, reconsider yourself in the crypto realm because you might most likely not knowledgeable enough to be in here unguarded. Oh, I just slammed my microphone if you're wondering what happened. I sometimes do that. Once more, this type of stuff can happen though, so be careful when you get things in the mail. Make sure they are right. Make sure that if you're putting all your money somewhere, like a Ledger, that you know that the package is legitimate, but just quickly watching, for example, a YouTube unboxing guide. Be careful with that type of stuff. You might think I am panicking. You know how many hundreds of thousands or even millions of, I guess, let's call it hundreds of thousands because I'm not sure. You know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars were lost of people just asking me, how can I get it back? How can I do this? I'm crying right now. Please help me, man. Please help me. I'm panicking. I just lost $140,000. What do I do? Please, man, I should have called the police. I get those mails very often. You might not believe me, I get those very often, and of course, it doesn't really hurt me anymore because there's been so many. I'm talking literally, I think maybe over 150, no, I'm thinking even more than that, because I get at least one a day, and I've been doing this for 4 years, but of course, some of the days I haven't gotten any. So I guess there's been over 1,000 people who lost thousands of dollars. Do the math for yourself, right? A lot of those guys are computer developers, and even computer developers get scammed. Just know your situation, know what's going about, and be extremely cautious when sending money around or pressing links and downloading new things. Be extremely cautious. Be extremely cautious. Be extremely cautious. This is a big warning for all of you that are in the crypto realm that, we're not really on their toes. Be on your toes. Be on your toes. I am always on my toes. You always want to watch out. And even I, at one point or another, might get scammed. I'm just going to put it up here. Even though you might think, oh, this Dusty guy, he knows his stuff. No. There's always new ways they're finding it out. And even though I try to really take everything that's to do with money, to not be on the same internet, not be on the same computer, not be anywhere close, not be on the same email, eventually somebody might catch me with something. They might. How? Who knows, right? Maybe eventually I get like a thing like this where the wrong ledger gets sent to my house. Nobody knows my house. But what if? Right? What if and I get sent one because I just ordered one, it's the wrong one, and I didn't check by accident, or I didn't get this mail and I just saw the box and I was like, okay. Now I know, of course, what it looks like, so if I get this type of stuff, I'm gonna be like, what's going on? But logically speaking, if there's something which just resembles it, I might actually mess up at one point or another. You guys get what I'm trying to say, right? Even though I claim to know it all, or claim to be a warning for others, might even fall for it. So that's how careful you gotta be. If even somebody who can warn others for it can fall for it, that's you know you got to be scared. And even theoretically speaking, McAfee, the guy behind all those things, could still fall for a scam. Now, not anymore, obviously, but you get the picture, right? Even Steve Jobs could have fallen for a scam. Even freaking Bill Gates could fall for a scam at one point or another. Maybe he has already. You don't know. I guess those guys are bad examples because they don't do this stuff themselves anymore. They have entire people, and most likely there's a couple of extra layers of security in all those places. But hopefully you get the picture I'm trying to paint. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you press that like button for the effort I put in. I try to kind of summarize all the different scenarios in which you could get scammed, where there's problems. And if I forgot one, put it down below. But I think this summarizes the majority of the complaints I get every single day. I guess one thing I should say is no, there's no way to get your money back. One thing you can do, however, if, for example, your Binance account was compromised or your Coinbase account was compromised, which might be because you pressed the wrong link or because you went and downloaded the wrong thing, or there's a couple of different ways, or you went in a phishing mail and basically put your information down where you shouldn't have. Sometimes there's a fix for that. If you were on an exchange like Coinbase or Binance, very often they don't send the money out instantly. There's a little bit of a discrepancy time. If you send a support ticket straight away and you spam them on Twitter, for example, there might be a chance that they can still reverse it. Small chance, but there is a chance. So I would definitely recommend trying that if that were to be the case. But if, for example, your ledger got hacked or you send money out, you, for example, thought you were going to get some quick money by, a doubling giveaway, you've lost your money. You're never getting that back. All you can do is contact exchange so they are notified that this money is not, legitimate, but you're never getting your money back. So just make sure you understand that. Yeah, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys again in another one. Make sure you press the like button and subscribe if you want to see more.